The morning after the whispers grew loud, I refused to step out of bed. My parents had already left for work, and the apartment felt too eerily so. No traffic hum, no neighbors shouting, just silence, broken occasionally by creaks from the walls like the building itself was breathing. I glanced at the space beneath my bed, now hidden behind a thick blanket I had let hang to the floor. I didn't want to see. I couldn't see. But I heard low murmurs, not words, but syllables, slippery and wet like something drowning yet still trying to speak. Krr, Leah, Dune, over and over. I squeezed my eyes shut. Then the bed shifted, not from me, but from underneath. 2. The mirror and the man. I grabbed my backpack and left the room, trying to pretend everything was normal. I didn't even brush my teeth. I just needed to be outside. I walked to the library, one of the few places where I felt safe. My friend Harper worked there, and she believed me more than anyone else would. But when I arrived, the building was closed. A piece of paper flapped against the glass doors, closed until further notice, structural damage. What? Then I remembered the odd thing that happened the night before. I had dropped a glass of water, and when I leaned over to pick it up, I saw something strange in the reflection. Not my room. The mirror had shown a decaying, red tinted version of my bedroom with shadows that moved independently of light. Could the mirror have been showing another side? The thought hit me like a slap. What if the voices weren't coming from under the bed, but from behind the mirrors? 3. The child in the vent that night, I couldn't sleep. Every minute stretched painfully. At around 2:14 a.m., the whispers returned. Only this time they formed a name, Eli. I sat bolt upright. That name, I hadn't heard it in years. When I was 7, I had an imaginary friend named Eli. My parents thought it was cute until I told them Eli lived under my bed and didn't like when people looked at him. He disappeared after I turned 9. I forgot about him. Or maybe I didn't. I slid off the bed slowly and opened the floor vent near the wall. My hands trembled. Cold air brushed against my knuckles. And then I heard it. A soft giggle. Not a grown man's, not mine, a child's, echoing from deep inside the walls. I-Fee, the spiral. I began researching. I searched voices under bed, entities through mirrors, and even deep paranormal forums. Most were garbage, urban legends, sleep paralysis stories, but one stood out. Open quote, if you hear voices under your bed, do not interact. They are not ghosts. They are echoes left behind by things that were never human to begin with. Close quote, open quote, they feed on loneliness, on belief, especially when you name them. Close quote. Too late for that. I had remembered his name. I had spoken it. Eli. And that night, when I returned from the bathroom, I found a piece of crumpled paper on my pillow, a childish drawing, stick figures, red scribbles, and the word Friends Forever written in blocky letters. It was drawn in my handwriting. I hadn't made it. V. Don't look down. I stayed awake for hours with the lights on. At 3:33 a.m., the bed creaked again. This time, the whisper was right beneath my ear. Come down. Just say yes. I leapt off the bed and ran to the door, but it wouldn't open. The knob turned endlessly, like it was disconnected. I screamed, banged, cried. No response. From beneath the bed, something thumped. Then again, a dragging sound followed, something trying to come out. I backed away and bumped into the mirror. That cursed mirror. But instead of showing my reflection, the glass was dark until a pale gray hand slammed against the other side, followed by a face exactly like mine. It grinned. Through the floor. Suddenly, my feet began to sink. I looked down. The carpet was softening like quicksand. My ankles were submerged. I screamed. From under the bed, long black fingers wrapped around my calves and pulled. Everything blurred. The ceiling twisted. My screams echoed into the dark. Then silence. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in my room anymore. The 7. The other side. The air smelled like rot. I was in a space resembling my bedroom, but distorted. Red light bled from the corners. The bed was rusted, covered in claw marks. The mirror was shattered into shards, each showing a different version of me, crying, bleeding, laughing. And then, from the shadows, something crawled toward me. It had my face. It had Eli's voice. Now we're together again. I backed away, tripping over bones. Tiny bones. Dozens of children's drawings littered the floor. All of them said, Friends Forever, in shaky handwriting. This was a place where lost children stayed, children who listened to the voices. V8, bargain of the silent Eli approached. Say yes, be like me. No, I screamed. I'm not staying here, he snarled, voice turning guttural. You already said my name. You invited me. You looked under the bed. The mirror behind me pulsed. Suddenly, a new whisper joined, my own voice from before. Eli, where are you? I miss you. The glass rippled. Away back, I lunged toward the mirror as Eli leapt at me, claws scraping skin. I slammed into the glass, and everything went dark. Ix, back, but not alone. I woke up on my bed. Morning light streamed through the window. Birds chirped. My door opened when I turned the knob. I was back, but the mirror had a crack. The carpet still felt soft. And when I turned my head, the floor vent slowly shifted closed on its own. That night, I slept on the couch. Still, just before falling asleep, I heard it again, my voice from under the bed. Come down, just once more. The end. If you liked this story, please subscribe to the channel and like the video.